How to use EP Change Index. EP Change Index is made up of two averages, which oscillate above and below a central line, the zero line. The main ascending line above the average indicates rising prices. The main descending line below the average reflects price decline or lateralization. What do the colors of EP Change Index mean? The EP Change Index colors will appear similar to those on the chart. Green color, Change Index main line growing and above zero. Changes to green are usually good entry points, especially in a bullish situation and when they occur when crossing the zero line. Yellow color, Change Index main line growing below zero. In a bullish situation, a large yellow spike can indicate a rapid price recovery. In the small incursions of the indicator below the zero line, the yellow color shows us the return to the trend, so it may be a good time to join it. However, in a bearish situation, we should always wait to take positions when the main line is very close to zero. We will avoid entering when the averages are still very far from zero, and we will always be attentive to bearish turns of the indicator. In a fall, we will find safer areas after observing increasingly higher change index peaks. Orange color, Change Index main line falling above zero. It does not always indicate a significant price drop, but we will be attentive to the next movement. Red color, Change Index main line falling below the average or zero line. It usually indicates a drop in prices, but this is not always the case. In a large upward trend, we will observe with some frequency that the price continues to rise or sideways, without actually falling. However, in lateral and bearish situations, changes to red should be taken into account when closing positions or opening shorts. How do I configure EP Change Index? Setting up EP Change Index is simple. On the one hand, we must decide the source to use for the calculations. If we set a value of 0, EP Change Index will be calculated on the closing value. If we enter a larger number, it will be calculated on the EMA of the closing value, taking that number as the length for the calculation. It is not necessary to modify this setting, the default values are valid for most situations. On the other hand, we can change the length of the three averages used. Different combinations of these values will produce different displays of the indicator, allowing it to be adjusted according to the investor's preferences.
Up to 4 different EP Change Index configurations are included. In this way you can change from one configuration to another quickly without having to manually modify the length of the averages to be used.
Change Index 1 reacts faster to price changes. During a very bullish trend, it will reliably mark safe entry points by crossing the zero line upwards. In the case of EP Change Index 3, in a very bullish trend it will appear most of the time above the zero line. The turns will be shown with a color change, from red to green, which we can use as a signal. The same graph, with preconfiguration 4, will show us the price even more simplified. Notice how it doesn't show any entry in the drop. EP Change Index is one of the indicators we are using to program our EP Indicators Daily Bot number 1 strategy. The strategy's results speak for themselves, outperforming or coming close to buying and holding many top assets, all without using leverage or short positions. It will allow you to open and close positions autonomously, maintaining positions for days and with high reliability. At the moment it gives us a very high performance in typically bullish stocks, although we are working to make it perform reasonably well on other types of charts, and also to incorporate short positions into the strategy, which we hope will improve performance even further. Subscribe to our newsletter for free at epindicators.com. And we will inform you of our progress. You can find more indicators, tutorials and examples in our website and social media.